against Muslims. Let's take a stand here against hatred.
I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch. Remaining Jews in the world are clinging to their existence. And when that group comes under attack, humanity has a special responsibility.
Y'all, Van Jones just keeps embarrassing himself and is honestly pathetic at this point. So he decided to criticize Zohran Mamdani and his reforms, saying his rent reform plan wouldn't work and that his victory speech was too strong. And he even demanded Zohran apologize for—
For a young person, you open up your phone and all you see is dead Gaza baby, dead Gaza baby, dead Gaza baby,
right.
Diddy, dead Gaza baby, dead Gaza baby. Like, that's basically your whole feed.
So Van Jones is out here cracking jokes about G-side to appease his masters, but thinks Mamdani's rhetoric is too strong. And the craziest part is that those old enough to remember will know that Van Jones used to identify as a black revolutionary and a progressive. He acted as a legal observer in Rodney King case. He was active in anti-Iraq war demonstrations and he advocated for the working class. He was even a 9/11's truther and he signed a letter calling on the US government to investigate 9/11s as a possible quote inside job. End quote. And now Van Jones has turned into everything he used to criticize. He's now out here doing things like this and defending billionaires and criminals. But let's break down exactly what Van Jones said about Zohran Mamdani and why he says his reforms are a scam. So, as you all probably know by now, Mamdani—
When it comes to the first 100 days of your administration, what's something that you think you're going to be able to do to make life more affordable for New Yorkers?
And the first thing is putting together my Rent Guidelines Board, which is a board that determines the rent increase or lack thereof for the more than 2 million New Yorkers who live in rent-stabilized housing. And this current mayor has taken those 9 appointees that he has, and he has used it to increase the rent every single year that he's been the mayor. This is a key part because for New Yorkers, the #1 crisis of affordability is that of housing. They feel it every single—
Mamdani promised to fight for working-class communities, expand public housing, and push back on the city's wealthiest landlords. Basically, he's shillanging a system that's been stacked against everyday people for years. So when he gave his victory speech on November 5th, it made sense that it—
People of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor. Palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars. Knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it.
And while most New Yorkers are celebrating, here comes Van Jones criticizing Mamdani's tone,
I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his—
He missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here where the warm, open, embracing guy who's close to working people was not on stage tonight. There was some other voice.
Now, first of all, Van Jones criticizing Zohran for character switching is hilarious because Jones pulled the biggest switch up in recent history. Also, it sounds like Van Jones is mad that Zohran didn't give a shout out to the billionaire class because that's who's in Jones checks now. The same guy who's to call himself a black fighter for working class just received a $100 million gift from none other than Jeff Bezos. And you know that kind of money comes with some serious strings attached.
All right. After returning from space, the world's wealthiest man, Jeff Bezos, made a big announcement. He says that he would be awarding Van Jones and Chef Jose Andres with $100 million.
Jones is out here. He went to some convention, I guess, and he felt the need that he needed to speak for the black community as a whole, because he represents black America, I guess, in his mind. That he wanted to apologize on the behalf of our side.
They say whatever they want to. And it's time for us to tell the truth. The reason this country is a democracy at all is because black and Jewish people have loved each other and helped each other and supported each other and stood up for each other.
For you to have babies snatched away or send dreamers back for no reason. This is vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered.
And you know what else is funny about Van Jones lecturing Mamdani on Houston? Last time I saw Van Jones, he was forcing himself to cry and apologizing to, you know who on behalf of the black community? The nerve. I can't y'all. Van Jones was out there literally wiping invisible tears. It's giving Erica Kirk, and this is the man who now has the audacity to criticize Mamdani for doing too much. The good news is that the internet understood the assignment, and Van Jones is now getting dragged left, right, and center over his comments about Mamdani. Someone said, if Van Jones don't shut the F up, he'll always tap dancing for Trump, but got the nerve to talk about Mamdani. Hewan warm enough. What is he, an apple pea? Another person wrote, Van just Ismet Zohran had no Israeli flag behind him. Just American flag and state county.
If students can do that in 1960, if students can do that in 1970, if students can do that in 1985 and 86, in 1993, when we have the United States government building a death camp, a concentration camp for black people who have done nothing wrong but get sick and want justice. That's all they've done wrong. If we can't close that death camp, if this generation cannot prevent another Japanese American internment in our lifetime, we should all get haircuts and go get regular jobs and give it up.
Not very calm and warm, is it?
Guess
Yes,
Van Jones got that haircut and the regular job he spoke of. But y'all, Van Jones just can't seem to take a hint. And he just came from Mamdani again, trying to scare New Yorkers about Mamdani's plan for affordable housing. And according to Jones, this plan is nothing but a scam. But if Van Jones actually studied Mamdani's plan, he would know it's detailed, realistic, and directly targets the housing crisis. His proposals are concrete, targeted solutions to a housing crisis that's been decades in the making. Here's what he's actually pushing. First off, rent rollback for long-term tenants. Families who lived in their apartments for years, and Mamdani wants to roll back excessive rent hikes that landlords have imposed, giving renters real breathing room. Currently, New York with minimal clause, and enforcement of housing laws is weak, and Mamdani's plan is to strengthen tenants' rights, making sure landlords can't exploit loopholes to displace people. And then beyond protecting existing renters, Mamdani also wants to build